Gemma here. It is level 2 Pilates today. So we are going to just go through the basics first. So if you're injured, I would recommend not doing this session. If anything feels uncomfortable at any time, then please just stop. Please listen to any alternatives that there is, and there will be plenty. And we are going to be using a band. So if you have a band, I've just got a band here. So if you have a band, great. Don't worry if you don't have one. You could use a belt, so an actual leather belt, for instance, or a buckle belt, or you could use, my brain's working, a dressing gown belt if you so wish. The other things you're going to need is your cushion and your block. And remember, if you don't have a block, a hardback book is just as fine. Okay, that's absolutely fine. So we are going to start with our mobility. I'm going to film this in 2 parts today. So we'll do one half and then the second half, and hopefully that'll work with uploading. So we're going to start with our mobility. First thing I want you to do is bring your feet together, shoulder blades back and down, hands by the side. Turn your feet out like a penguin or Mary Poppins, and then very gently turn your heels out. That way we've naturally got hip distance apart. I'm going to change my position just so you can see what I'm doing. We're going to start with those nice simple pelvic rocks, okay? So my knees are slightly soft, my shoulder blades are back and down, resting in those back pockets, and I'm just rocking my pelvis. So I'm rocking it under, back and forth, back and forth. So nice and steady. Remember, this is an individual movement, so some people's range is really big, some people's really small. I feel mine's quite a small range, but it's just bringing some movement into the lower back. So nice and steady, using your breath, controlled. So let's just have 4 more of those tucks under. And last one. And hold in position. So we're holding that tuck in place, and it should feel slightly different to your normal posture, remember, okay? So now we're there. Our feet are still hip distance apart, shoulders are relaxed. So you take your hands, just place them on your ribs. Let's just do some lateral breathing so we can be used to how we need to feel those ribs expand and contract as we go through our session. Excuse me, without coughing. So inhale through your nose, feel that breath come into your chest, feel your ribs expand, then release that breath out through the mouth. So we just want to feel that breath coming in through the nose. We want to feel the ribs expand. Think like like the gills of a fish, and then relax as we exhale. So expand and contract. So 2 more. And relax the hands down. Now, even though we're not practicing that breath as in we'll continue with that movement, you should be continuing with that breath. So in through the nose and out through the mouth through the session. Next thing to do is to be conscious and just rotating to the side, the pelvic floor, starting from that crease at the back of the bottom, coming round to the front. Think of it as a lift, let's say. So as we contract the first, you're arriving at the first floor. As we contract into the middle, we're coming up to the second floor, and as we contract into the front, we're coming up to the 3rd floor. Then let that 3rd floor go back down to level 2 and level 1. And I want you to take a few moments of contracting, so that lift coming up and that lift going back down the floors. So it's just one alternative way to think of it. So contracting and then releasing, contracting and then releasing. So this time let's contract and let's hold it in place. Let's hold it there. Now, once we've got that pelvic floor engaged, we need to, of course, make sure we're connecting the abdominal wall. So let us take our focus into our navel. Let us begin to draw it in towards the spine and hold in place. We're not holding our breath, so it's not sucking it in super tight. It's just a little bit of tension that we can feel. It's about 25-30%, so you can move freely and feel that connection going on. And that's working those deep transverse abdominis, which is like our waist cinch. It's a big belt of muscle that comes all the way around. The rectus spinae, the abdominals, the obliques, there's loads going on the pelvic floor, lots of things going on when we've got that pelvic floor and abdominal connection in place. So now we've done that, shoulder blades back and down, let us just have a few cervical rotations. So we're just going to rotate the head round to the right, back to the center, and then to the left. So breathing in, breathing out. So nice and steady, controlled. Sorry if you can hear someone hammering in the background, must be someone outside doing something. So let's bring it back to the center and hold. Drop your head to one side, center, the other side. So we're just taking the left ear to the left shoulder, right ear to the right shoulder, and up. Left ear to the left shoulder, and up. One more either side. And then bring it back, double chin for me. Squeeze the chin into the chest and then release. So squeeze it in and release. Squeeze in and release. Squeeze in and release. Just for 4 and 3 and 2 and 1 and release. So what we want is we want to have the head back in position as if it's holding a juicy tomato in place. All we're going to do is some lateral reaches. So we're just going to slide out and back. And it's away from the body if we can. Remembering if we've got osteoporosis, we're going to keep that range small. So nice and steady. So you're going to be breathing in as you slide out, breathe out as you bring it back. Nice and steady. Control. Last one to the right, last one to the left. And bring it back to the center. Roll your shoulders up, back and down. 4 more. Breathing out as they come down. So lifting them up to your shoulders, drawing the shoulder blades back and down together as you breathe out. Last 2. And last 1. Now we're going to go for our monkey squats with a little bit of rotation. So remember, feet are hip distance apart. We can always take our thumb, little finger over the toes and check that those 2 points sit there. Shoulders back and down. As we squat down, arms extend. We look over the shoulder, rotating the body, bring it back to the center. Breathing in, breathing out. And of course, taking a peek, checking your toes and not going over, checking your knees and not going over your toes. So breathing in, breathing out. Last one. Other side. Relax, stay where you are. Sassy walk it out. Remember, when we sassy walk, the hips sway. That's fine. It's just an exaggeration of how you would normally walk. So let the hips swing, got a bit of a swagger. Arms, shaking them out as you bring it through. Nice and steady. And then relax. Bring your feet together. Job I decided not to do more relaxation, isn't it? Videoing that is like, doo, doo, doo. I hope it's not too annoying. So, tailbone under, shoulder blades relaxed. Lift one toe up And you can either keep the toe on the floor or lift it just gently off. Rotate the ankles one way and then the other way. And then gently bring it down. Let's do the same with the other side. So just bring in some movement into the ankles. Big toe can be on the floor or just off. Rotate one way, then the other way. And then bring it down. Feet together, hands on the hips. Check the hips are level. Index fingers come across. We can adjust by bringing the hands back if we need to. If we know we have a hip that's slightly out, then don't worry about that adjustment. Easy peelers, lift the heel off the floor. Nice and steady. So just lifting up and down, up and down. Keeping the hips level, shoulders level. Can we go a little bit quicker? So it's all about bringing energy into the body. Just for 4, 3, 2, 1. And relax. Let's get into our workout. So we're going to use our band for this first exercise. So don't worry if you don't have a band, but if you've got a leather belt, you could use that as well. So let's go midway around our thighs, bring your feet together, tie the thighs together. We're starting with monkey squats. And we're going to tie that in a pretty little bow. And tie my top into it as well by the looks of it. Okay, and then we're going to step our feet hip distance apart. So we are going for monkey squats with a band on our legs. We're going to go down to 4, we're going to hold for 4, and then we're going to bring it up for 4, okay? Feeling my forwards today. So nice and steady, let's inhale, down, hold for 1, 2, 3, 4, lift up 1, 2, 3, 4. Now as I'm coming down to that 1, 2, 3, 4, and I hold, I check I can see my toes. I'm pushing my bum further back if I can't see my toes. Bring it up 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathing out as I come up. So I'm breathing in 1, 2, 3, 4. Holding for 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathing out 1, 2, 3, 4. So nice and steady. Controlled. Hold for 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So nice and steady, controlled. Oh, I missed out the 4 at the bottom there, didn't I? So 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's hold for 8 this time, as soon as I just missed 1. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold for 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Last time. 1, 2, 3. Hold it. Now remember, if we had shoulder issues, we could be doing this with our arms by the side. That's absolutely fine. Bring it up 1, 2, 3, 4. Stay where you are, but step your feet together. I'm staying on this side angle. Hands come to the hips. Index fingers comes across. Check that they are level. Bend one leg. Big toe resting on the floor. We're going for single leg squats. We can do this with the big toe on the floor or the leg floating behind us, okay? So I'll demo with both. We're going to just stick to the one leg. So inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Now keep going for me, just changing position. So as we're doing this exercise, really important that the big toe, little toe on the supporting leg are firmly into the floor. We want to be keeping the hips level. There's going to be a hinge at the hip as we go. Bum sticking out slightly behind us. Chest is going to tip forward as the hips hinge. That's fine. Nice and steady. Left the skylight blind open today. It's gone from a lovely blue sky to a very grey sky. It looks like it's going to chuck it down. So nice and steady. Let's have 3 more. Breathing in as you come down, breathing out as you come up. Last one for me. Let's stay here. Just hold this position. Just for 4, 3, 2, 1. Gently bring it up. Change legs for me. So, big toe behind. Remember, all floating. Hips want to be level, so use that little marker. Index fingers want to be meeting. Shoulder blades back and down. Let's go down and up. Let's go down and up. Down and up. Without falling over. Nice and steady. Keep your focus. Eyes are going to be looking out in front of you, not straight ahead, because obviously as you go into that squat, your hips are going to be hinging, so the whole of the upper body tilts slightly forward. Last 3. Last 2. Inhale on the way down. Last one. Hold it here. Hold it there just for 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax. Bring them together. Easy peelers. Easy peelers. Woo! I just got a bit lightheaded there. Sorry about that. So nice and steady. Keeping the hips level, shoulders level. Controlled. Okay. Nice and steady. Next exercise, I'm going to just turn to a side again. So still keeping that band in place, still keeping the feet together. Bring your hands by your hips, and we want them so that they're facing each other, okay? So we're like this position, so they're either side of the hips, palms facing forward. So we're going to do one leg at a time. So make sure that the big toe, little toe on the balancing side, because this is a balanced position, is firmly into the ground. So, and remember, if you need anything to support you with balance work, please just use a chair, or if you've got a wall to hand, then use that, okay? So, bending the supporting leg, big toe on the floor. Different options here, just looking what space I've got behind me. So, sliding the arm and leg out with that hinge, like so. This is option 1. Option 2 is that we take the leg off the floor, supporting the knees bent, trying to keep the hips level, and down. So breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in. Keep going, ignore my balance. Still got a broken toe and I'm doing it on the bad leg at the moment, so sorry about that. I'm a little chuckle at myself, completely just falling over. So let's have 2 more, nice and steady, taking your time. Last one, take it out, hold it out. Hold it out, whether the toes on the floor or up in the air. Hold it, core strong, hips level. 4, 3, 2, 1. Sassy, walk it out. So feet come down, but they're hip distance apart. Let the hips swing. Have a little bit of freedom in your movement as we just let everything move out. Okay, feet come back together. So this time, opposite leg's going to go behind. I'm going to change direction so you can see the opposite leg. So hands are by my hips, palms are facing forward. Toe behind, just behind me. I can either just slide, bending the supporting knee, similar to a single leg squat, but it's a little slight variation, or I could be floating. I'm trying to keep my hips level, shoulders level, core engaged, breathing in, breathing out. So keep going for me, just going to turn to face you. So nice and steady. Last one, hold it out. Hold it there just for 4, 3, support knees slightly bent, 2, 1, and relax. Bring it back, sassy walk it out. Nice and steady. Little bit of work in there. Okay, and relax. Now, nice and gently, what I want you to do next is bring your feet together. Check your band is still nice and firmly in place. Don't worry if you haven't got one. If you had a belt, you could use that as well, obviously. So, hands on the hips. Bend your sporting leg. We're just doing one side. Just gonna put that in a bit. So, all we're gonna do, shoulders back and down. Imagine you're a male dog. I know it's crude, so I apologise. And you're just gonna creak your leg up and down, keeping the hip facing forward. So it's not about rotating it out, it's up and down, up and down. Just for 8, you can do this, and you're breathing in, breathing out, not falling over like me. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and I want you to just hold the last one out. Just for 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Bring your feet together, easy peelers. Hips level, shoulders level. Very gently, tailbone under, other side. Big toe on the floor, or a lovely male dog. And lift and down. Lift and down. Lift and down. Just nice and steady, controlled. You've got it. Keeping that hip facing forward. Remember, it's not rotation. 4 and 3, 2, 1. Hold just for 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. And bring it down. So we're not finished yet, so we're still working with balance. A lot of balance in today's session, okay? Remember, when we're working on balance, you're strengthening that supporting side, ankles, knees, but it's also really about brain as well. It really helps with us as we get older to work on the left and right side of the brain. So balance really does help us in the long term in so many different ways. So next thing we're going to do, hands on the hips, checking they're still level. This time we're lifting the knee up, and if you want to take the band off, you can. This is where there is a rotation in the hip. In fact, let's take the band off. I'm just going to get in the way for this one. So, or you can leave it on if you wish. So, up, and remember we can do this with the toe on the floor. We want to be keeping the hips level, rotating out to the side, the femur's moving. So nice and steady, just for 8, controlled, 7, 6, keep your focus, breathing in, 5, nice and steady, I'm trying to not hold the wall, 4, 3, remember you can always use something to balance on, to hold a chair or something, 2, hold it out, hold it here, just for 4, 3, 2, 1, bring it down, take it hip distance, sassy walk it out, swing it out, swing it out. A lot of leg work today, a lot of leg work, you're doing great. So, other side, tailbone under, shoulder blades back and down. Nice and steady, bend the knee, lift, or have it on the floor. We can sweep it out on the floor, or we can rotate it out, floating. So big toe, little toe on that supporting side, firmly in the floor, tailbone under, pelvically and abdominally connected, nice and strong. Keep it going. Just for 5 and 4 and 3 and 2, 1, and hold. Just for 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it back and down. Easy peelers. Easy peelers. That is the end of part 1. I'm going to move us into part 2. We're going to come down onto the floor. So don't get down onto the floor just yet because I'll transition you down. So just press stop. And then we'll be back in a second. Oh, I'm looking a bit pink.